Tonight's first alum being recognized is Mary Alice Powell. Mary Alice is from the class of 1946.
Mary Alice Powell from the class of 1946 has led a most interesting life that has sent her globe-trotting from coast to coast and beyond, while still maintaining very close ties with her hometown. Mary Alice is being recognized for 41 years as an award-winning journalist, and she's not done yet. Her interest in journalism started way back in high school when she was secretary of her freshman, junior, and senior classes, and editor of the Maple Leaf newsletter her senior year. Mary Alice began her professional writing career right out of high school with the Adrian Daily Telegram. She covered a wide range of news in Adrian and Lenawee County and items for the society section. Writing for a newspaper requires a lot of research to be knowledgeable about your subject. One assignment Mary Alice was particularly proud of was researching and writing about a collection of historic Adrian homes that were then sketched by Siena Heights students. Following about 6 years at the Telegram, Mary Alice was off to the big city of Toledo, her New York as she likes to refer to it, where she did feature writing in women's news and New York fashion coverage. Her primary career, which lasted for more than 41 years at the Blade, was food editor. She was also the restaurant critic for 35 years. As food editor, she was responsible for the production of weekly food sections and features, and developing seasonal and pertinent themes with interviews, food styling, and recipe testing. But even a glamour job has some mundane tasks like shopping, cooking, baking, plating, and staging for photo shoots, and of course, dishwashing. As a restaurant critic, she was selected to judge national recipe competitions including the Pillsbury Bake Off 3 times, the National Chicken Cook-Off 3 times, the National Pineapple Contest in Hawaii, the National Beef Cooking Contest, and barbecue meets in Virginia, Kansas, and Tennessee. There were still a few hours left in the day, so Mary Alice used the time to author 4 cookbooks. She also directed 20 annual Toledo Blade food fairs at the Stranahan Theater that were attended by 10,000 people each year. She also directed the judging of the Toledo Rib-Off for 21 years. Mary Alice also served as president of the National Food Editors Conference and was a founding member and vice president of the National Association of Food Writers. Mary Alice's accomplishments have not gone unnoted. She received the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Toledo and Northwest Ohio Restaurant Association, Best Food Section and top honors for restaurant coverage by the Ohio Newspaper Women's Association, recognition from the National Dietetic Association for promoting a better way of life through food, and first place from the National Association of Food Writers for articles showing 3 styles of writing. In 2002, she received an honorary doctorate degree in humane letters from Adrian College. She considers this degree the highest honor of her professional career. Community involvement is an important part of Mary Alice's life. She has served on the Adrian College Advisory Board, 20 years on the Mobile Meals of Toledo Board, and 10 years on the Advisory Board for the Culinary Department at Owens Community College. Mary Alice has made friends through her writing that she will never meet, but people who feel they know her personally. A reader named Judy recently sent a note to Mary Alice to share her feelings. She said, "I, like every other Blade reader, I'm sure, would like to thank you for so generously sharing your life with us. I have cherished your recipes, fallen in love with your pets, and lived vicariously through all of your travels. I'm 69 years old and I can't remember a time you weren't a part of our family." Mary Alice continues to write a Sunday lifestyle column in the Blade that covers a wide range of subjects. Every so often her column may mention some of our local people and places from her childhood or present-day events, because her roots here in Lenawee County and her friendships remain dear. She continues to co-chair the monthly luncheons and class reunions for the class of 1946. Mary Alice resides in Grand Rapids, Ohio.
Congratulations, Mary Alice.
You know I've done all that. Have to have a light. Thank you. Those pictures were impressive. Thank you so much. I'm truly pleased and near tears myself, but I did have to write something because I couldn't memorize it. But anyway, the American novelist Thomas Wolfe was truly wrong when he said you can't go home again. Because I come back to Adrian as often as I possibly can. And I've been doing that since 1953 when I got on the shortwave bus and went all the way to Toledo to join the Blade staff. And each time I do come back to Adrian, it's a reflection of happy times, of lasting friends, and a good education earned at Adrian High School. But I have to admit that as often as I return to Lenawee County and Adrian, this evening has been overwhelming to me. Let's just say it's a cross between being a real tearjerker and extreme pride. Thank you to anyone and to everybody who had a part in this honor for me. I claim to be a wordsmith, but tonight there just didn't seem to be enough words to explain my deep gratitude. You know, writing it's all about sharing. And so is this award to me. I do not in any way accept it just for myself, but want to share it with the class of 1946 and also to a very dear Adrian High School teacher. You know, the class of 46 was an exceptional group of Adrian High graduates. We grew up and attended Adrian elementary schools during the Great Depression. World War II was raging during most of our high school years, with sacrifices that were made because of the war effort. Believe me, we didn't have cars in high school because there was no gas. And many of our young men joined the service, joined the military, rather than be drafted. In fact, one of our finest young men was killed in action on Iwo Jima. But through it all, 46ers bonded closely. We became very close-knit. And after 71 years, we still meet for lunch once a month here in Adrian. And we always look forward to it, and we just have a good time. In fact, next Monday is another lunchtime, and I'm glad of that. I get to come back home again. In 1944, we elected John Walker president of the class. And guess what? John is still our president in 2017. And I know he is here this evening, and I would like very much, John, if you and Marilyn Britton would stand up and say hello to people. Marilyn is the person who nominated me for this honor. And our valedictorian, Mary Lyon Smith, is also here this evening. And I can't see the crowd, but Mary, would you stand and say hello?
Right over here.
Oh, I can't see a thing. She's here with Chuck Eberlein from Arizona. Thank you all. That brings my response to this award to Mildred Armstrong, an Adrian High School English teacher who was advisor of the Maple Leaf and my mentor. Any success that I have had in journalism, I owe to Miss Armstrong, and I share this award with her memory from my heart. I was editor of the Maple Leaf, and believe me, it was my favorite class. But after graduation, I got a job at Garrity, Michigan, working second shift in the raw buff room as an inspector. To this day, I don't know what I was looking for, on those heavy automobile bumpers that I was inspecting. But I do remember clearly the afternoon that Miss Armstrong called just as I was getting ready to go to my second shift job. And she said in her very low, sweet voice, "Mary Alice, they're looking for a cover reporter at the Adrian Telegram." And then she paused and she said, "I know you can do it." Well, as they say, the rest is history, but it really has been so much more than that. It's been a wonderful life and career thanks to Miss Armstrong. Last week, I celebrated my 70th year as a newspaper editor, writer, and cookbook author. And for most of those years, you know, I got paid to eat. So how sweet is that? So it has been a great ride that's taken me all over the world about people and places. And at 89, I have absolutely no intention of turning in my pen and notebook, or of not returning to Adrian whenever I can. I thought it would only be appropriate if I wrote a recipe for this evening that has been wonderfully delicious and so well served. So here's the recipe that I wrote. Mix a generous number of Lenawee County rural students with hundreds of Adrian City pupils. Blend well to mix thoroughly. Fold in a selected caring faculty. Stir in football and basketball. Season with winning teams. Add music and theater and arts. Top with innocent fun and laughter. Garnish generously with community support. Serve in a beautiful upscale school. And this recipe yields a lifetime of education. And again, thank you so much.